Oh, that is bad.
So,
You couldn't avoid that?
no, I couldn't avoid that. So we tried last time, like we tried to go on like live on YouTube, and we unchecked that plan where it asks for the verification code. But again, it
Okay.
is asking for the same thing, that it will send the verification code to her cell phone number.
You can't get from her?
No, she's in flight right now,
Ah, acha, acha. Okay.
and she will land 1 hour later.
Okay, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, you do it after the session.
Yeah, we have the recording, so that should be.
Yeah, I know that.
Kannan sir was correct, Santanji. The idea is different from the last class.
Huh?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right, Mama. The IDs were different. Yeah.
Idea is different. Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I check now. Yeah, I don't know.
In fact, it can create problem for those who join regularly, unless we draw their attention specifically.
Yeah, we do post a message, right before the
Yeah,
class.
yeah, but I thought it is the usual message. You get my point. Every week we are getting that message.
Oh, okay. Sorry about the
That's
inconvenience, Mama.
Yeah. I just opened the account and clicked on the link which was there. Okay. Anyway, so Guruji, you can start then.
Yeah,
I will start the recording.
Okay. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, we have been able to complete Arya satakam of Mooka Panchashati, and we are into Shloka 35 of Padaravinda satakam. Mami, you can start.
Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Pashatkurval manjiraja kalakalaihi karmalagari havipshi prodandam ज्वलति परमज्ञानदगने महीयान् कामाक्षी स्फुटमगसि जोहोति सुधियां मनोवेद्यमातः तव चरणयज्वा गिरिसुते.
On the screen, in the first line, it says Vashat Kurvan Manjira Kalakalehi. It should be Manjiraja Kalakalehi, like Mami chanted now. You have to add a ja. That is for the sake of chandas. To maintain chandas, there are words, there are letters which are added and deleted. Now, this is a very interesting shloka where the lotus feet of Mother Kamakshi are visualized as a Yajamana who is performing yaga. Charana Yajva. Yajva means the Yajamana, one who is performing yaga. Mataha, O Mother, Tava Charana Yajva, your lotus feet which act as a Yajamana, a performer of yaga, O Girisute, O daughter of Himavan. As Charana Yajva, what do the feet do? He is explaining that. Vashat Kurvan. Vashat Kurvan means chanting the mantra Vashat. There are a lot of mantras which are chanted while we perform Havan, like Swaha, like Vashat, like Humphat, etc., etc. Now he is showing Vashat as an example. Vashat Kurvan means chanting mantras like Vashat. Manjira Kalakalaihi. Now, how is the how are the lotus feet chanting Vashat? He is explaining that Manjira Kalakalaihi. The Kalakala sound coming from Manjira, coming from the anklet, the Kalakala sounds coming from the anklet, or like the mantras like Vashat, which are being chanted while performing the yajna. Now, further explanation of the yajna. Karma lahari havimshi Prodandam jalati paramajnana dahane. Prodandam jalati havim shi prodandam. It should be prodandam, not praudandam. Should be in my book it says prodandam. I think that is correct. Now, what are the oblations which are being offered? Normally we have annam, we have ajyam, we have samit. These are the three normal oblations. There are special oblations for special yagas. Now, what is the oblation which is being offered here? Karma lahari, the wave of karmas. The wave of karmas, the unending wave of karmas which we have accumulated, she is offering that as habis, as oblation. Prodandam jvalati paramajnana dahane sphutamahasi. Sphutamahasi paramajnana dahane prodandam jvalati. Sphutamahasi means shining very brightly. Mahasi shine, sphuta very brightly, very clearly, very explicitly. Now, very brightly shining Agni, Paramajnana Dahana. Dahana is Agni. Which Agni? There is no actual Agni here. There is a visualized Agni. What is that visualized Agni? That is Paramajnana. Supreme Jnana is the Agni. How is it burning? How is it shining? Prodandam Jalati. It is its flames are very intense, very severe, very high flames. Prodandam means very intensely, Jalati, shining, burning. That kind of Agni, she is offering Karma Lahari, the wave of karmas, as habis. Now, what is the Vedi? The Yajna Vedi. Yajna Vedi is the altar. You know, we prepare a Vedi before we start the Yajna. There should be a Vedi here, isn't it? What is the Vedi here? Sudhiyam Mano Vedyam. In the Vedi, in the altar, in the home Havan Kund. Vedi is Havan Kund. In the Havan Kund of the minds of wise people, because it is only wise people who offer themselves at the feet of Devi. So those who offer themselves at the feet of Devi, those wise people, their minds are the Havan Kund, the Vedi. Now the Vedi has been defined as the wise people's minds. The Havis has been defined as their Karma Lahari, the karmas, the unending wave of karmas. The mantra has been defined as Vashat, which is emanating from the Kalakala sounds of anklet. Now, the Agni has been defined as the Paramajnana, supreme jnana. That means in the Agni of supreme jnana, all karmas are burnt away. Jnana Agni Dagdha Karmanam, Bhagavad Gita says, because it is only in Jnana Agni that you can burn your karmas. Jnana Agni Sarva Karmani Bhasmasat Kurute Arjuna. This is another Gita Vakya. Jnana Agni Sarva Karmani Bhasmasat Kurute. All karmas, only Jnana Agni can turn into Bhasma, Bhasmasat Kurute. So the same idea has been brought out here by Mooka Kavi. Paramajnana Dahane Sputamahasi Prodandam Jalati. That kind of flame of supreme jnana. Now, for Charana Yajva, he is giving one adjective. Kamakshi, Mahiyan Charana Yajva. Your Charana Yajva, the Yajamana, is very glorious. Johoti means performing the yaga, performing the oblation. Johoti is actually performing the oblation. O Girisute, O Kamakshi, O Mataha, your Charana Yajva, your feet as Yajamana are offering in the supreme, in the Agni of supreme jnana, which is intensely burning, the habis, the offerings, the oblations of unending waves of karma, with what mantras, Vashat mantras, which are actually emanating from the Kalakala sounds of Manjira, the anklets, your glorious feet which are acting as Yajamana. And what is the Vedi, what is the altar, what is the Havan Kund? The minds of wise people who offer themselves at the feet of Devi. Next.
महामन्त्रं किञ्चिन् मणिकटकनादै मृदुजपन् क्षिपन् दिक्षु स्वच्छं नखरुचिमयं भास्मनरजः नतानां कामाक्षी प्रकृतिपटुरुच्चाट्य ममता पिशाचीं पादोऽयं प्रकटयति ते माद्रिकदशा.
Third line, it is Prakriti Patu Ruchatya, like Mami chanted, not Achatya, which is given in on the screen. Should be corrected. Now, just now we saw Devi chanting Vashat mantras. Now, here in this shloka, Devi is being visualized as a mantrika, a sorcerer, a mantravadi who uses mantras for driving away diseases, a mantrika. Padaha ayam, this foot of yours, prakatayati, makes it very clear, makes it expressly clear. What it makes it clear? Mantrika dasham, your state of mantrika, your state of sorcerer, enchanter, using mantras. One who cures by chant of mantras is a mantrika. Now he is explaining why he is describing the charana as mantrika. Mahamantram kinchit mani kataka nadaihi mridu japan. Now what are the mantras which are being chanted by this mantrika? Same kataka, same nopura, same manjira, same anklet. Mani kataka, gem-studded anklet. Nadaihi, sounds being produced from that. Kinchit, little bit of sound which is being produced. That is the Maha Mantra. That is the great mantra which is being chanted by the feet. Mridu Japan, it is chanting very, Japanna chanting, Mridu, very gently chanting Maha Mantra through the sounds raised from the gem-studded anklet a little bit. Kshipan dikshu swachham nakharuchi mayam bhasmana rajaha. Now, the mantrika generally sprinkles vibhuti around for driving away evil spirits. So, bhasmana is vibhuti, bhasma, bhasmana rajaha, the dust of vibhuti, the particles of vibhuti. The particles of vibhuti. Now, where is the vibhuti here? Nakharuchi mayam. The shine, the rays coming from the nails, from the toenails, that is the bhasmana rajaha, that is the dust of vibhuti. How is it? Swachham, very pure. Our vibhuti may not be all that pure, but this vibhuti, because it is coming from the nails of Devi, is extraordinarily pure. Swachham, very clear, very pure. Dikshu, in all directions. Kshipan, sprinkling in all directions. The vibhuti of rays of nails which are very pure. Natanam kamakshi prakriti patuhu uchatya mamata pishachi. Kamakshi is address. Prakriti patuhu, your foot, he is giving a description. Prakriti patuhu means naturally expert. You are an expert mantrika naturally. You are not. You don't have to acquire any special skill of mantra. You are naturally able to do this. That is why Prakriti Patuhu. You are naturally an expert. Natanam mamata pishachi uchatya. Natanam, for those who worship, those who bow at your feet. Mamata pishachi, the pishacha of mamata, the evil spirit of mineness. This is mine. This property is mine. This house is mine. This wealth is mine. We these relatives are mine, these children are mine, this wife is mine. So we go on claiming so many possessions as that possessiveness is mamata. Pishachi, that evil spirit of mamata, that mineness, that possessiveness, uchat, drives away. Uchat is driving away. So the aim is to drive away mamata, possessiveness of those who worship. That is the evil spirit which is being driven away by this special mantrika who is expert by nature as a mantrika. The Mahamantra which this mantrika chants is the sounds emanating from the gentle chant of sounds emanating from gem-studded anklet. The vibhuti which is being sprinkled in all directions is the rays of nails which are very pure. Okay, next.
उधीते बोधेन्दौ तमसि नितरां जग्मुषि दशां दरिद्रां कामाक्षी प्रकटमनुरागं विदधति सितेनाच्छात्याङ्गं नखरुचि पटेनाङ्घ्रियुगळी पुरन्ध्रीते मातः स्वयमभिसरत्येव हृदयम्.
Now, this every shloka there is a special visualization of the feet. We are noting that. Now, this shloka visualizes the lotus feet as Purandhi, as a woman. Nakharuchi Patena Angri Yugali, the third line. Angri Yugali means the pair of feet. Angri is foot. Angri Yugali, the pair of feet, which are Purandhi, woman. What is this woman doing? Udite bodhendau tamasi nitaram jagmushi dasham daridram. Udite bodhendau. As soon as the Chandra, Indu is Chandra, of Bodha, of Jnana, of awareness, Udite, as soon as it rises, as soon as the moon of Bodha, of Jnana rises, Tamasi Nitaram Jagmushi Dasham Daridram. Tamasi, darkness, Jagmushi attains, Nitaram Daridram Dasham. Extreme poor state means what? It goes away. Darkness goes away. Extreme poor state means it goes away. Impoverished. Darkness is impoverished. Nitaram, these are all poetic expressions, beautiful expressions of the poet. He uses different expressions to say the same thing. So darkness attains extremely impoverished state, which means the darkness goes away as soon as the Jnana of Chandra rises. Naturally, as soon as Jnana rises, darkness or ignorance goes away. Then, Prakatam Anuragam Vidadati. Vidadati showing Anuragam, kindness, attachment. Prakatam, expressly shown kindness is being shown by Devi's foot. Now, what is she do? Why he is saying all this? Now is coming the important thing. Sitena achadya angam nakharuchi patena swayam adhisaratyeva hridayam. This woman, swayam adhisarati eva hridayam. Swayam by herself, hridayam adhisarati. She goes and sits. She goes towards the heart of the worshipper. She goes towards the heart of the worshipper herself, swayam, without any effort. Now, how is she going? Sitena achadya angam nakharuchi patena. Sitena nakharuchi patena. Pata is vastra, cloth. What is the cloth here? Nakharuchi, the shine of the nails. The white dress which she is wearing is the white shine coming from the nail. Sitena, white dress. Angam achadya, covering her body. She covers her body. Now, why he is saying all this? He is saying because there is a class of heroines called Abhisarika. There is a class, the heroines in Natya Shastra are divided into several categories. One category is Abhisarika. Abhisarika is a heroine who herself goes on her own towards the hero. That is the definition of Abhisarika. That is why he is using the term Abhisarati to denote that she is functioning like a Abhisarika. That means she herself goes towards the hero. Now, who is the hero here? The hero is the heart of the worshipper. Now, while going, the Abhisarika generally, because she wants to go stealthily towards the hero, she goes in the night. So that's why he says, as soon as nightfall comes, as soon as moon rises, the moon of jnana rises. And when moon of jnana rises, darkness goes away, the ignorance goes away. Now, she wants to cover herself in white dress so that she is not noticed by other people, she should not be watched by other people, that she is going towards the hero. So she is covering herself with a white dress, and that white dress is the Nakharuchi. This is the beautiful imagination of the poet. So Abhisarika heroine, like that she is going. Now the point to be noted is, as soon as darkness goes away, as soon as jnana rises in the hridaya of the worshipper, Devi comes. That's what he says. Actually, he is turning the table for the sake of poetry. Actually, what happens is, after Devi's feet arise in the hridaya, then only darkness goes, then only jnana rises. But he is saying the other way, jnana rises, darkness goes, then Devi's foot comes on her own. But that is just a poetic way of changing the sequence. So, next.
Dinarambha sampan nalina vipinanam abhinavaga vikaso vasantaha sukha vipika lokasya niyataha pradosha kamakshi prakata paramajnana shashinaha chakasti tvatpada smarana mahima shailatanaye.
Shailatanaye, O daughter of mountain, O daughter of Himavan, Tvat Pada Smarana Mahima. Now, the important point here in this shloka is, just by thinking of your feet, what happens to me? Just by meditating on your feet. I don't have to go and do elaborate puja. I don't have to go and visit your temple. I don't have to go and visit the kshetra, bathe in tirtha. So many things are mentioned in Shastra. I don't have to do all this. I just have to meditate on your feet. Tatpada smarana mahima, the glory of meditating, thinking of your feet. Chakasti, that mahima chakasti. Chakasti means shines. That glory is so brilliant. Now, how is that glory? Just by thinking of your feet, I am getting a glorious shine. Now, what is that shine? Dinarambha sampanna nalina vipinanam abhinavaha vikasaha. Dinarambha sampat. Sampat dina arambha. Dinarambha is the sunrise. The sunrise of wealth. As soon as I meditate, I get a lot of wealth. That is the meaning. As soon as that is the shine, the glory. What is the glory which is shining? The glory is the wealth that I get immediately. Dinarambha, the rise of the sun, sampat, of wealth. Then, nalina vipinanam abhinavaha vikasaha. Now, this Dinarambha, this sunrise, causes the lotuses to bloom. Abhinavaha Dinarambha, the new sunrise. Abhinavaha Dinarambha, the new sunrise. Sunrise is ever new. Every day there is a new sunrise. So he is fresh, Abhinavaha, fresh sunrise. What does it do? Nalina Vipinanam Vikasaha. Vipina is forest, Vipinanam forests, many forests of lotuses. Vikasaha, blooming. It causes blooming of many lotuses. What causes this Abhinava? Dinarambha. Why he is saying that? Because as soon as the sun rises, many lotus forests bloom. Similarly, as soon as I meditate on your feet, I get wealth. Not only wealth in one particular form, it comes in several forms. The wealth is not to be attributed as bank balance. The wealth is whatever you, Ashtalakshmi, like that. Sampath is Ashtalakshmi. There are 8 forms of wealth. So all kinds of wealth come to me like the various lotus forests are blooming as soon as sun rises. So that is the beauty. Dinarambha sampati nalina vipinanam abhinavaha vikasaha. Next is vasantaha su kavi pika lokasya niyataha. Niyataha means always. Su kavi, good poets. Pika, they are the cuckoos. They are the cuckoos. Lokasya, the world of poets. The world of poets who are cuckoos, good poets who are cuckoos. For them, it is Vasanta season, Vasantaha. It is the spring season. As soon as spring comes, the cuckoos start singing. They become very happy. Everything is happy in spring season. So the poets start singing beautiful poetry. That is the meaning. So Kavi Pikalokasya Niyataha was always. This happens always. Pradoshaha Kamakshi Prakata Paramajnana Shashinaha. Prakata Paramajnana Shashinaha. Shashi is moon. What moon? Paramajnana. Supreme Jnana is the moon. Prakata, it comes up. The moon of supreme jnana comes up. When does it come up? Pradoshaha, in the evening time, in the twilight time, Pradosha Kala. In the twilight time, the moon rises, moon comes up. Which moon? The supreme jnana. All this happens by merely meditating on your feet. That is the glory of meditation. The glory is shining in the form of wealth, which is in the form of several lotus forests which bloom as soon as the day starts with the sunrise. Similarly, good poets sing like cuckoos in the spring season whenever your feet are meditated upon by them. Similarly, the moon of supreme jnana expresses itself at the twilight as soon as your feet are meditated upon. That means the meditation of your feet leads to sampath, leads to different kinds of wealth, leads to different kinds of poetry for poets, leads to paramajnana, the rise of supreme jnana. What more you want? Next.
धृतच्छायं नित्यं सरसिरुह मैत्री परिचितो निधानं दीप्तीनां निखिल जगतां बोधजनकौ मुमुक्षूणां मार्ग प्रथनपटु कामाक्षि पदवीं पदं ते पातङ्गीं परिकलयते पर्वतसुते
Te padam patangi parikalayate parvata sute. O daughter of Himavan, te padam, your foot. Patangi, the state of Patanga. Patanga is Surya. The state of Surya, parikalayate, attains. Your foot attains the state of Surya. Now, every time there is a new visualization. Now, this time the visualization is that of Surya. Now, as Surya, what does it do? Dhritakhyayam nityam. Always it has beautiful rays, beautiful shine. Chaya is shine. Always it has beautiful shine. Your foot always has beautiful shine. Dhrita holding, Nityam always, Chayam shine. Now, in the case of Surya, he is holding Chaya Devi as his spouse, as his consort. So that is the parallel between Devi's foot and Surya. Dhritachayam Nityam. Sarasiruha Maitri Parichitam. Sarasiruha is lotus. Maitri, friendship. Parichitam, having friendship with lotus. That is also common to both of them. Surya has got friendship with lotus, and Devi's feet are always compared to lotus. This satakam itself is named as Padaravinda. Nidhanam Deeptinam Nikhila Jagatam Bodha Janakam. Deeptinam Nidhanam. Deepti is shine, radiance. Now, Deeptinam, plural he is using. Various radiances, various kinds of radiance. Whatever radiance you think of, Nidhanam is the abode. Abode means the storehouse. The storehouse, the abode of various kinds of radiances. Whatever you think, like Bhagavan says in Vibhuti Yoga in Bhagavad Gita, wherever you find something glorious, consider it as my Vibhuti, he says. Tattadevavagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam, he says. Similarly, here, whatever radiance you find in the world, that is, the abode is Devi's foot. Similarly, whatever radiance you find, now we find something is shining. Now, why does it shine? Because of the Surya. In night, it doesn't shine. A gem doesn't shine in the night, it shines only in daytime. Similarly, Nidhanam Deeptinam. Nikhila Jagatam Bodha Janakam. Bodha is jnana as well as waking up. Now, as soon as sunrise happens, people wake up from sleep. Similarly, as soon as the Devi's feet are meditated upon, jnana rises, Bodha Janakam. Janakam is progenitor, father, mother. The progenitor of jnana for Nikhila Jagatam, for all the worlds, not for just one person. All worlds. Whoever thinks of, whichever Jantu thinks of Devi's lotus feet, that Jantu is getting jnana. Similarly, wherever the Jantu is there, in any world, Surya's rays reach him. Nikhila Jagatam Bodha Janakam. Mumukshuna Marga Prathana Patu. Patu means expert, we have seen before. Expert in Marga Prathana, showing the road, showing the path. Prathana means spreading out, showing the path for whom? Mumukshuna, for those who are interested, who long for moksha. Those who long for moksha are mumukshus. Mumukshu means one who longs for moksha. You should have intense desire. That is the definition of mumukshu. I also desire moksha, I also desire this, I also desire that. That is not mumukshu. Mumukshu means exclusive, intense longing for moksha. Having set aside everything which is mundane. That is definition of mumukshu. So mumukshu nam, for those who are mumukshus, for those who have intense longing for moksha, Devi's foot are expert in showing the path. Similarly, Surya also. If you worship Surya as a mumukshu, that is why we all chant Gayatri, isn't it? So, Surya is also an expert in showing the, spreading out the path for mumukshus. So, te padam, your foot, patangim padavim parikalayate. Padavi, the state of Patanga, Surya, Patangim Padami, Parikalayate, attains by holding shine always, by Surya holding Chaya Devi always, by having friendship with lotus in both cases, by being the abode, the storehouse of radiances in both cases, progenitor of jnana, progenitor of waking up. Jnana is also applicable to Surya. Waking up is a secondary meaning of all the worlds, and expert in showing the path for those whose desire for moksha is intense. Next.
शनैस्तीर्त्वा मोहाम्बुधिम् अथ समारोढु मनसः क्रमात् कैवल्याख्यां सुकृति सुलभां सौधवलभीं लभन्ते निःश्रेणीम् इव झटिति कामाक्षि चरणों पुरश्चर्याभिस्ते पुरमथन सीमन्तिनि जनाः.
This is a very different type of description. How people attain your lotus feet. Shanaihi tirtva moham buddhim. Here also, he says people attain your lotus feet through various steps. He is describing the steps. Now, these steps are actually steps for reaching her feet, he says. Actually, by reaching her feet, you attain all this. This is also a little bit of placing the karana karya in an opposite manner. Shanaihi tirtva moham buddhim. Ambudhi is ocean. Moha ambudhim, ocean of delusion. Delusion, moha means not understanding what is right and what is good and what is bad and what is wrong. That is moha. Mistaking the wrong for the right is moha. That is, we must be very clear about moha. Moha is not enchantment as it is understood in Tamil. Moha is not getting attracted. That is not moha. Moha is, in Vedanta terms, delusion of not seeing the right. That is moha. That kind of delusion, shanaihi tirtva, that ocean, tirtva, crossing, shanaihi, slowly. Because you cannot cross the ocean of delusion in 1 second. So it takes time. So that's why he says shanaihi. That is why Shaneshkara is known as Shaneshkara, because he moves very slowly. From one Rashi to another Rashi, he takes 30 years. That is why he is known as Shaneshkara. He moves slowly. Shanaihi tirtva, crossing the ocean of delusion slowly. Atha, and samarodhu manasaha kramat kaivalyaksham sukruti sulabham saudha valabhim labhante. Samarodhu manasaha, those who have the minds of climbing, because he is talking about a ladder. Nishreni miva. Nishreni is a ladder. Nishrenim labhante iva. Iva we will forget because that is like a ladder. They attain the ladder. Nishreni is the ladder. They attain ladder. Who attains this ladder? Samarodhu manasaha. One who wants to climb, isn't it? Unless you have a desire to climb, how will you get a ladder? There is a will, isn't it? There is an ichha shakti always. Without ichha shakti, nothing happens. So he says, samarodhu manasaha. Those who have an intention to climb, they get this ladder, and then they, having crossed the ocean of delusion slowly, they get this ladder, and then they do what? Kramat kaivalyaksham sukruti sulabham saudha valabhim labhante. They attain saudha valabhi. Valabhi means the topmost level of saudha, mansion. The roof, the topmost level of the mansion. What mansion? Kaivalyaksham. The mansion called Kaivalya, mansion called moksha. The topmost level of the mansion called moksha, they attain, abhante, they attain. Kramat, gradually. You cannot attain in one day. Even for delusion ocean, for crossing, it was shanaihi, it was gradually, slowly. Similarly, here also, kramat, gradually you attain. Sukriti sulabham. Now he is putting one adjective for that saudha valabhi. What is the adjective? It is easily attainable if you have lot of sukriti in your bank account. Sukriti is punya. If you have punya to your credit, then it is easy to attain. Sukriti Sulabham. So the idea is first accumulate lot of punya, then try to cross the ocean of moha, delusion, slowly, gradually. Then you catch hold of this ladder, which is Devi's feet, and climb up that ladder. You will gradually reach the top of the mansion of moksha. Nishrenimiva jhatiti kamakshi charanam purascharyabihi. Kamakshi labhante, they get, they said. Now they get like a ladder, he said. How they get, he says. Charanam is the Nishreni. Charanam Nishreni miva labhante. Your feet they get in the form of ladder. Jhatiti, he says, quickly, immediately. Immediately you get. How? Purascharyabihi. That is the key word in this sloka. Purascharyabihi means even in the preparation of a worship. Purascharya is the preparatory worship. Purascharya is preparatory worship. Even during Purascharya, Purascharya's plural he is using. Even during the preparations for the worship, you get immediately this ladder. So he is not saying for crossing the ocean, he said it takes time. For climbing the ladder, he said it takes time. But for getting the ladder, he says immediate. Jhatiti. Jhatiti is immediate. So let us understand it in the proper sequence. Those who have the desire to climb the ladder, they get, only they get. Not everyone gets. Those who have the intention to climb the ladder, they get this ladder. As soon as they start preparing for pujas, etc., it need not be exactly puja. It can be preparation for japa, it can be preparation for a tirtha yatra, anything which is connected with this. So as soon as your preparation starts, you get this ladder. Those who have the intention to receive this ladder, they get, and they gradually, with the help of this ladder, they gradually cross the delusion, ocean of delusion, and they gradually climb the ladder to reach the topmost level of the mansion of moksha. Moksha has got different levels we have seen before. There are 4 types of moksha we have seen. So he is talking about the topmost level. Because even after attaining the other levels of moksha, there is a danger that you may come back to samsara. So if you go to the topmost level, you become one with Devi's feet and you will not come back. That is why he is taking Sauda Valabhi, the topmost level of moksha, you will get. But all this is easy for those who have punya to their credit. Sukriti Sulabham, Sukriti. If you have done good things, punya will accrue, and then it becomes easy for you to get the Nishreni, to get the ladder. Though he says it is quickly attained by starting to do pujas, etc., it should not be taken as face value. That is why he is giving all this further qualification. Samarodha manataha, Sukriti Sulabham, all these are qualifications for devotees. Though he says Jhatiti, that is only to make us do all this, to make us attain punya, to make us have the serious intention to climb the ladder. Next.
Prachandhartitshobha pramathana krite pratibhasarit pravaha prodandi karana jaladaya pranamatam pradipaya praudhe bhavatamasi kamakshi charana prasadunmukhyaya spruhayati janoyam jananite.
In this sloka, he makes it absolutely clear, makes our prayer very clear. It's a simple prayer. No great visualization here. It's a straightforward prayer. Prasad, last line, Prasada Unmukhyaya Sprihayati Janaha Ayam Janani Te. Ayam Janaha, this person. Now, Ayam Janaha means this person. Normally, it is used for referring to a third person, but here it refers to the first person, to himself. Ayam Janaha. You can imagine as if he is showing his hand against himself. So, Ayam Janaha, this man, Janani, O mother, te charana prasada unmukhyaya sprihayati. Te, your charana prasada, the anugraha of your lotus feet, the blessing of your lotus feet, for that sprihayati, desires. This man desires for the anugraha of your lotus feet. Unmukhyaya sprihayati. Unmukhyaya means with the face turned upwards, with raised face. That means with great eagerness. Raised face means, see, when you are looking at Surya, you will raise your face, isn't it? Like that, with great eagerness, it shows the intensity of the desire. Unmukhyaya sprihayati. With raised face, this man desires to get blessing of your lotus feet. Now, what I will get by getting your blessing? Prachanda Arti Shobha Pramathana Krite. Your feet will do what? Pramathana. Pramathana means churning. Shobha means agitation. Churning of the agitation. That means destruction of the agitation. Arti means misery. Prachanda, extraordinarily intense. Prachanda is, Chanda itself is intense. Prachanda, very intense. Very intense misery causes agitation in my mind. Now, that kind of agitation will be destroyed by your blessing of the lotus feet. That is the idea. Prachanda, Arti, Shobha, Pramathana, Krite, Pratibha, Sarit Pravaha, Prodandi Karana, Jaladaya, Pranamatam. Pranamatam, for those who worship, Pratibha Sarit. Sarit means river. Pratibha. Pratibha is glory, splendor. The splendor of, it can also be interpreted as intellect. Pratibha is also interpreted as sharpness of intellect. Sharpness of intellect, splendor, glory, whatever meaning you want, all are applicable here. Pratibha Sarit, that kind of river, Pravaha, it flows. Now, when it flows, I need your blessing as Jalada. Jalada means cloud. I need your blessing as a cloud for what? Prodandi Karana means to intensify. Uddandi Karana. Uddanda is intense. Uddandi Karana, make it intense. Prodandi Karana, very intense. I need your blessing as a cloud for greatly intensifying the flow of Pratibha Sarit, of flow of water in the river of glory, in the river of splendor. Means what? As soon as your blessing comes, my Pratibha will increase. That is a simple direct meaning. He is putting it in a very poetical manner. As soon as I get your blessing, my Pratibha, my splendor, my intellect, sharpness, everything will increase like a cloud which increases the waters in the river. For those who worship. Pradipaya Praudhe Bhavatamasi. Praudhe Bhavatamasi. Bhava is samsara. The repeated birth and death is bhava. Repeated birth and death is samsara. Bhava. Tamasi, darkness. In the darkness of samsara, how is it? Praudha. Praudha means mature, intense. Intense darkness. That means I don't know how to escape from this trap of samsara. This is like a trap. Great Vedantists are describing samsara as a trap in which we are trapped. We don't know how to get out of this trap. So that is the darkness, intense darkness. When there is intense darkness, you don't know which way to go, isn't it? There is no light. So, Pradipa, yeah, your blessing is the light. Your blessing is the big light, Pradipa, in the darkness of samsara, which is very intense in my case. So, I need your blessing. So, this is the idea. This man desires with a raised face for the blessing of your lotus feet, because I need all this. What do I need? I need the destruction of agitation, of the intense miseries which are occupying my mind. I need your blessing as a cloud for intensifying the flow in the river of glory, of splendor, of intellect for those who worship. And I need your blessing for as a big lamp to remove the intense darkness of samsara, which is also occupying my mind. Next.
Marudbihi samsevya satatamapi chanchalyarahita sadarunyam yanti parinati daridrana sushama gunotkarshat manjiraja kalakalaihi tarjanapatuhu pravalam kamakshaha parihasati Padabjayugali.
Now he is going back to the usual style of visualization. Padabja Yugali, your pair of lotus feet, Parihasati, it ridicules. It ridicules what? Pravalam. Pravalam is a tender sprout. Tender sprout, it ridicules. How it ridicules? He is describing. Marudbhihi samsevya satatamapi chanchalya rahita. Marudbhihi samsevya. Now the lotus foot is always worshipped by Marud Devatas. There are 49 Marut Devatas who are part of the Deva Varga. 49 Marud Devatas. So he says worshipped by Marud Devatas. Satatamapi, always worshipped. Chanchalya Rahita, there is no Chanchala Bhava, there is no fickleness, there is no unsteadiness. Your feet are always worshipped by Marud Devatas, and your feet are free from fickleness or unsteadiness, ever steady. This is for your feet. Now, what happens to Pravala for the tender sprout? That is, whenever the wind comes, it starts shaking, moving. It is Chanchala. Marut is wind. Marut Devatas are also wind Devatas only. So, whenever winds occur, your Pravala starts shaking, unlike the lotus foot. So, lotus foot ridicules the Pravala. And Satatamapi, your feet are always worshipped by Marud Devatas. But now this Pravala looks for the wind whenever it happens, because wind is not a constant occurrence. So, whenever it happens, it starts moving about. Sadarunyam yanti parinati daridrana sushama. Sada arunyam yanti, always attaining red color. Always attaining red color. Now, this always attaining red color is only for Devi's lotus feet. For Pravala, it is not always red color. We all know the color of the sprout keeps changing as it grows. Parinati daridrana soshama. Parinati means change. Parinati, change. Daridrana, impoverishment, poverty. Sushama. Sushama is beauty. The beauty is impoverished. Beauty is not impoverished. The change is impoverished. Change for beauty is impoverished. Very tricky expression he is using, very indirect expression. The change of beauty is impoverished. Means there is no change in beauty for your lotus feet. Whereas for the Pravala, it is not like that. There is no constant beauty. It is red color one day, next day it changes into green color, it changes to some other color, brown color, and so on. And beauty also fades away after passage of time. No pravala is constantly having beauty. No pravala is having constant redness. So this whole phrase is a ridicule for pravala. Sadarunyam yanti parinati daridrana sushama. Gunotkarshan manjiraka kalakalaihi tarjana patuhu. Not only it ridicules by all these actions, it is also shouting. Tarjana is taunting. Patuhu, expert. Expert in taunting by shouting. Tarjana, by shouting and taunting. Kalakalaihi, what is the taunt here? Mandiraka kalakalaihi. The kalakala sounds coming from the anklets. The kalakala sounds coming from the anklets. Through those sounds, you are shouting and taunting the pravala. You are expert in that. Gunotkarshan. Gunotkarshat, by utkarsha of guna, by superiority of qualities. By superiority of qualities, you are taunting. How can you taunt somebody? For taunting, you need to have something plus with you, isn't it? No, what is the plus in you? The positive in you. The positive is utkarsha guna, the superior qualities. By superior qualities, you are taunting, you are an expert in taunting with the constant sounds of anklets. So you are ridiculing the pravala, the tender sprout. Your feet are always worshipped by Maruddevatas, 49 Maruddevatas, and your feet are ever constant, free from unsteadiness. Whereas the tender sprout is looking for the wind which comes at times, and whenever it comes, immediately it starts shaking. It attains chanchala bhava, it attains fickleness. Your feet are always having red color, and your feet are so beautiful that it impoverishes the concept of change. Concept of change is impoverished by the beauty of your feet. Whereas that is not the case with the tender sprout. Similarly, by your superior qualities, you are an expert in shouting and taunting by making sounds of your anklets. Next.
जगद्रक्षा दक्षा जलजरुचि शिक्षा पटुतरा सुरैर्नम्या रम्या सततमभिगम्या बुधजनैः द्वयी लीलालोला श्रुतिषु सुरबालादिमुकुटी तटी सीमाधामा तव जननि कामाक्षि पदयोः.
Now he is describing the feet. Plain description of the feet. Qualities of the feet. Kamakshi, Tava, Kamakshi, Janani, O Mother Kamakshi, Tava Padayoho, your feet. Now he is giving the description. Jagad Raksha Daksha. Daksha means expert, master in protecting the world. Jagat Raksha Daksha. Your feet are experts in protecting the worlds, protecting the lokas. Jalaja Ruchi Shiksha Patutara. Patutara means Patu itself is expert, master. Patutara means higher level of mastery. You are a great expert. You are a great expert in Shiksha, in teaching Jalaja, lotus, in teaching what? Shine. Teaching radiance to the lotuses. Shiksha can be interpreted in two ways. One is teaching, another is chastising, ridiculing. Chastising, ridiculing. So your feet are experts in ridiculing, chastising the shine of lotuses or teaching them how to shine. Samair Namya. Now, the other Patha Bheda was Surair Namya, which Mami chant was including. My book says Samair Namya. The screen also says Samair Namya. Sama means one who has equanimity, one who has equal vision. We have seen this before. Whenever Sukha comes, whenever Dukkha comes, if my mind is equal, then I am Sama. That is the definition. Suraihi means by Devas. Worshipped by Devas is one meaning. Worshipped by those with mental equanimity is another meaning. Ramya, very attractive, very enchanting. Your feet are very enchanting. Satatam abhigamya buddhajanaihi. Satatam, always. Abhigamya, attained. Always accessed. Always accessed by buddhajanaihi, by wise people. Buddha is wise. Leela Lola Shrutishu. Leela Lola Shrutishu. Shrutishu in Vedas. Leela Lola. Engaged in sporting. Lola is engaged. Leela, sporting. Your feet are engaged in sporting in Vedas. Surapaladi Mukuti Tati Sima Dhama. Dhama is a place. Sima is the boundary. Your place, your feet are defining the boundary. Defining what boundary? Surapala di Mukuti Tati. Surapala, in Devendra is Surapala. He is the protector of Devas. He is Surapala. Adi. Indra di Devas. Devas including Indra. Mukuti, their crown. Tati, edge of the crown. The edges of crowns of Devas, including Indra, for their edges of crowns, there is a boundary. That is the place of boundary, your feet. Means what? Your feet are always being touched upon by the edges of crowns of Devas, including Devendra. Tava Padayoho Dvayi. Dvayi should go to Padayoho. Tava Padayoho Dvayi. The pair of your feet. The pair of your feet is expert in protecting all the worlds, is possessing great mastery in teaching shine, radiance to lotuses, or in chastising them because of their lesser shine. And their feet are always worshipped by people with equanimity or by Devas, very enchanting, always accessed by wise people, always sporting, engaged in sporting in Vedas, and your feet are acting as the boundary for the edges of crowns of Devas, including Devendra. Oh, Mother Kamakshi. I think we stop with this. We have covered lesser than usual number of shlokas. I think we have been slow this time. Now, time to close and invite questions.
Yeah, anybody has questions, please unmute yourself and ask the question. Those who have questions. Soumya ma'am, please go ahead. Yes.
Namaskaram, Mama. In Shloka 36, we have this phrase Mamata Pishachi. And Mamata here means mindness. But we also use Mamata for a mother's love. Are these two meanings connected, like of the word Mamata? This mindness and mother's love?
No. The meaning which you are attributing to Mamata as mother's love is from Hindi, not from Sanskritam. There is slight difference between Hindi and Sanskritam. Sanskritam does not admit of that meaning. Sanskritam is only one meaning, which is an evil. Mamata is an evil, and that is not Vatsalya. Mamata is mindness, possessiveness.
Thank you.
Anybody else has a question?
Yeah, namaskaram, Mama. Rajni here. So same shloka I was about to ask, like the Pishachi word there. I mean, usually it's something little different than like, when it comes here in shloka, what exactly it signifies. I was wondering if you could
No,
explain
no.
again.
No, you know, Pishachas are evil spirits.
Yes.
Those jantus who have been great sinners, they don't attain Pitraloka, they don't attain Swarga, they don't even go to Naraka. They roam about here only on earth in the form of Pishacha, in the form of evil spirit, till for a certain amount of time, till they are redeemed. So that is the state of Pishacha. Now, this Mamata is being compared to Pishacha because the Mantrika normally drives away the evil spirits which catch hold of people. If you have a bad time, a Pishacha will catch hold of you. So Mantrika will drive away that evil spirit. Similarly, this Mantrika drives away the evil spirit of possessiveness.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mama.
Guruji, I have a question. In Sloka 40, what is the meaning of Puramathana Simantini?
I think I missed it, isn't it? It is only an address. It is
Okay.
only an address of Devi. Puramathana is Shiva. Puramathana is the Tripurari, one who destroyed the Tripuras. Simantini means wife. Simantini is consort, wife. Wife of Shiva. That is only an address of Devi. Puramathana, Simantini.
Okay.
Simantini is the wife.
And in Sloka 41, the first word, Prachandarti Shobha Pramathana Krite. Could you please read that one? I couldn't get it.
Prachanda Arti Shobha Pramathana Krite. One who does Krita, one who does Pramathana, churning, that is destruction. One who does the destruction of Shobha, mental agitation caused by Prachanda Arti, intense misery. Prachanda Arti, intense misery. Intense misery whenever comes, don't you feel agitated? That
yeah.
agitation is what is being referred to here.
Okay, Guruji. Does anybody else has any questions? Okay, Guruji, we can end the meeting over here. So let's stop the recording.